I'm joined by Stephen Conole, our National Recruiting Manager. Steve, the first night of draft last night, the Brisbane Lions weren't that active, but can you tell us what was going on with the recruitment team?
Yeah, I think behind the scenes there was plenty going on, Josie, just as we sort of tried to keep our hand in trades. There's so many options available amongst all the clubs as father, sons and academy kids were being matched. But in the end, I suppose the clubs that had those picks just moved within themselves. So we're really well positioned though for tonight, the second night, and we'll see how it sort of eventuates.
Yeah, you mentioned clubs matching bids on academy prospects. Where does that leave us ahead of the second round this evening?
Well, there was one big change, I suppose, at the start of the second round where Port Adelaide came ahead of us, and they've got their own father-son boy, so they were really keen to get a selection away before he gets a bid. And then from then on in, we'll just have to wait and see. There's still quite a few academies, father-sons on the board, so yeah, I'm sure there's clubs out there will have selection, and it's going to be up to the individual clubs whether they match or just select the player that's on their board at that time.
We have quite a few players in the second round. Will it be quite competitive, do you think, tonight?
Oh, no doubt. I think the period this afternoon and leading into tonight, there'll be a lot of talk from the clubs about where they can position themselves leading in, and then both when clubs are on the clock as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a really busy night. It's an exciting night for everyone, so you're all looking forward to it.
I know you've answered this question a lot of times, but can you just re-evaluate the type of player the Brisbane Lions are looking to secure tonight? We've got 4 spots, of course.
Yeah, I think we'd like a mixture. We're certainly looking for some talented boys, and that's the number one need for us across the board. Some players that will make our club better. You know, some boys that can get out of the contests, some run the lines and use the footy well. It's been a goal for us. So between all of our selections, we're going to look for some mixes there.
And did round one, did that go the way that you envisioned it would originally?
I think there's always a couple of players that come in and go out, but as a whole, I think most of the players that went as some of the young journalists and things that work in this space seem to get a pretty good feel. So by the end of the night or pre the night, it didn't seem to be too many surprises. Maybe a couple right at the end of the first round, but I think as a whole, it was probably to be expected, I think.
We've got a few Queenslanders and Lions Academy players in the draft tonight. Are we hoping to secure some of them?
Oh, definitely. It's really exciting for the boys, especially our own academy boys in the Lions program. And you know, if the picks work and we can sort of position ourselves, we'd love to get some of our own academy boys in the team, obviously. If it doesn't, I suppose it's a successful year for those boys if they can progress onto an AFL list somewhere. And that pathway system across the country is really important.
And at the time of this interview, it's a couple of hours before draft. What are you and your recruiting team up to at the moment in your offices?
Oh, we're just finalising the plan for tonight. Leon Harris, Tim Marley, Andrew Farrell, Shane Rogers, everyone's down there working away and yeah, just waiting to see what it sort of eventuates. Just going through a lot of different scenarios. Dom Ambrogio, our list manager, has been really working the phones and meeting people this morning. So everyone's just positioning themselves. So when it starts, we're really organised and we know the plan for tonight.
And do you get excited or are you a little bit nervous?
Oh no, I get excited. It's really it's just it's an exciting time for everyone, especially the kids. I think they work so hard, their families, their friends, and it's a reward for everyone that's involved with the families, and it's an exciting time. It's a time to look to the future, and there's always hope after the draft for each and every club. So yeah, it's a really good time of the year.
Well, all the best, Stephen. We can't wait to meet our new Lions players tomorrow.
Thanks, Josie.